Hot take. Most teams fine-tuning a model should not be fine-tuning a model.
Yup, a lot of them are really trying to solve a knowledge problem, not a behavior problem, and those are not the same thing.
And that mistake matters, because one path is usually faster, cheaper, and easier to update, while the other can lock you into months of avoidable work.
The fork in the road is simple. Do you need the model to know new facts, or do you need it to act differently?
So let's define the fight. What is RAG, in plain English?
RAG means retrieval augmented generation. Before the model answers, your system fetches relevant information from your documents, database, or knowledge base, then gives that information to the model as context.
So instead of cramming company knowledge into the model itself, you hand it the right pages at the right time.
Exactly. Think of a support bot for your product docs. New pricing page goes live today. With RAG, the bot can use that new page immediately after indexing. No retraining cycle.
That sounds almost too easy. Then what is fine-tuning?
Fine-tuning changes the model's behavior by training it further on examples. You are nudging how it responds, what style it uses, how strictly it follows a format, or how it handles a recurring kind of task.
So RAG adds knowledge. Fine-tuning changes behavior.
That is the cleanest mental model. RAG is like giving the model a reference packet before an exam. Fine-tuning is more like changing how the student thinks and answers in general.
Give me a real engineering example where that distinction saves a team from wasting time.
Say you are building an internal assistant for your company wiki, runbooks, and API docs. Employees ask, how do I rotate keys? Where's the incident checklist? What does service X depend on? That is a classic RAG case because the facts live outside the model and change often.
And if that team fine-tunes instead,
then every doc change becomes painful. The model may also answer confidently from stale memory. That is a power shift you do not want. Your source of truth stops being your docs and starts becoming whatever the model absorbed last month.
So RAG protects freshness. It keeps the docs in charge.
Right. It also helps with citations and traceability. If the answer came from a retrieved policy page, you can show the source. That matters when the cost of being wrong is real.
Okay, now make the case for fine-tuning. When is it actually the right move?
When you need consistent behavior that prompting alone is not reliably giving you. For example, extracting data from messy invoices into a strict JSON schema, or rewriting customer emails into your brand voice with specific rules every single time.
Because that is not mainly about facts. It is about how the model performs.
Exactly. Another example. A code review assistant that must always produce feedback in your team's exact format, with severity labels, file references, and short remediation steps. Fine-tuning can make that style and structure much more natural and repeatable.
So if my app needs to answer questions about our HR handbook, RAG. If it needs to always respond in a very specific compliance format, maybe fine-tuning.
Yes, and many real systems use both. RAG supplies the current handbook. Fine-tuning helps the model answer in the approved tone and layout. One feeds facts, the other shapes conduct.
That combo sounds powerful, but also risky. Where do teams get burned?
They use fine-tuning as a shortcut for missing data plumbing. Or they use RAG and expect it to magically fix bad reasoning, weak formatting, or inconsistent task execution. Each tool has a job. Confusing them creates brittle products.
So the strategic question is not, which one is better? It is, what problem am I actually paying to solve?
Exactly. If the answer changes when your documents change, start with RAG. If the answer should stay stylistically or structurally consistent across many inputs, explore fine-tuning.
And for programmers new to AI, that is the trap, right? Both can improve outputs, but they improve them in completely different ways.
Yes, RAG is about giving the model the right facts at runtime. Fine-tuning is about teaching the model better habits. Pick the wrong one, and you either ship stale knowledge or spend weeks training when retrieval would have solved it.
So the winner is the team that separates knowledge from behavior before writing a line of AI code.
That is the whole game. Do not retrain for what you can retrieve, and do not retrieve for what you need to change in the model itself.